So traveling is my all-time favorite thing, and I am a very pale, red-headed human. Oh, and I like cold weather and clouds and rain. And Guinness is my favorite beer. Where should I go? Yes, I finally got to go to Ireland, and it is actually a dream come true. I've been wanting to go to Ireland since I was very young and learned that my family and heritage is Irish. So we left from Las Vegas, and after 23 hours of traveling, we arrived in the first town of our trip, which was Galway. I made it to Galway, and this is my beautiful view outside my hotel room window. I didn't have a fridge in my room, so I just put Red Bulls out on the little ledge there. If you're like every other person I've talked to since coming home, you're probably like, oh, like Galway girl, like the Ed Sheeran song. No, first of all, that song is not set in Galway. It's set in Dublin. It's about a girl from Galway. Whatever, details. But Galway, I could straight up live in Galway right now. It's this kind of smaller, sort of college town type of thing, and it's got this one main drag, this one main street where kind of all the pubs are and all the restaurants, and there's tons of live music, and everyone is super friendly, and you can order a Galway hooker, which is not what it sounds like. It's actually a delicious beer, because a hooker is just like a ship, not just like a promiscuous woman of the night. So we stayed in Galway for a short time, and then because we were brave and hungover, we rented a car. This is so weird. This should be the driver's seat, but it's the passenger seat.
Oh boy.
Are we gonna die?
Maybe. Where does the key go?
Yay! Wait, what? Where's the key go? That's not a good first start to our driving adventure. I thankfully was in charge of navigation, but even for me, every roundabout was just sheer terror. I had the phone like, okay, you're gonna want to take the third exit out of 8 exits. Okay, nope, not that one, not that, nope, too many, nope, stay left! But somehow, miraculously, we arrived at the cliffs of Moher, which is a must-see. Just the sheer majesty of these massive cliffs is insane to behold, even though it was the coldest I think I've ever been, and the wind was actually like knocking me back. Let's like back up for a second. So I think when most people, I'm assuming, I don't know, but I think when most people visit Ireland, they just kind of go to Dublin. That's like the hub, that's like the touristy place to go. I cannot recommend enough that you should rent a car or take a train and go to the West Coast. It is so gorgeous. If you have a car, you can drive through the countryside, and there's all these just beautiful, just like castles, just like hanging out, just ruins of castles, just kind of like everywhere. These rolling hills, and we got lost at one point. We're on this tiny little 1-lane dirt road with giant hedges on each side. You meet another car and it's just like, I don't know what to do. We might be here all day. We just saw the cliffs of Moher and it was beautiful, and somehow we timed it perfectly. Like we got there right when the rain was ending, and then we left right when the rain was beginning. And now we're stopping at a local little gas station to check our tire pressure, and we're on our way to Cork. And there we got to meet up with Gavin, who you know from Miracle of Sound. I did a song with him, the Tomb Raider song, Edge of the World, and I know him from my Escapist days when I used to do Top 5. Not only is he an incredible songwriter and artist and just creative person in general, his music is amazing and his personal stuff is even better than his video game stuff. He's just the sweetest person you could ever meet. And meeting up with Gavin and Rach was perfect because every time I visit a city, I always like to explore it, kind of as if I live there. That's why I like to get Airbnbs instead of hotel rooms. They took us to some local spots, and I would love to tell you what they were, but I don't remember because we were drinking beers that were this big. Incredible night. And after that, we got in our little rental car and we drove to Dublin. Oh! So we were in Dublin the longest and had this fabulous Airbnb right in the center of the Temple Bar area, like the touristy hubbub. It's funny, I say that I like to explore a city as a local, and then I'm like, I stayed right in Tourist Central. And of course, the first stop on our trip was a beautiful cemetery named Glasnevin. There are over 1 million people buried there. It opened in 1832, and my favorite part about this cemetery that you don't see at a lot of other cemeteries was all the Celtic crosses. Man, almost every gravestone had one of these crosses, which is the cross like this with like the circle and then the little roof on the top, and that stands for bringing together the religions. You have Christianity and you had paganism, and the roof represents the roof of the church, so it's like you're bringing everybody together under one roof, and it's kind of sweet. So then we went to the botanical gardens. Ran away from me.
You gotta give him more food.
Okay, if I list everything I did on my Ireland trip, this video would be like 20 minutes long, and that's not okay. So I'm just gonna try to run down some of the big highlights. The Scouting for Girls concert. They're one of my favorite bands ever, and they never tour in America, and they did a concert in Dublin, and I got to go, and it was so much fun. You may remember I did a cover of one of their songs a couple months ago. 3 words, 8 letters, it's the only thing that ever still makes sense to me. Also, we went to this really cool exhibit at the Dublin Zoo that they only have running for a limited time, and that's called Wild Lights. Next, of course, we did the Guinness Storehouse tour. Oh my god. So I have been on a lot of brewery and distillery tours in my life, and this Guinness Storehouse is like 6 stories tall. It is massive. I, of course, learned how to pour the perfect pint of Guinness. I did a fabulous job. I got a certificate. Plus, we did, I even forgot to say that back in Cork, in Middleton, we did the Jameson tour, and then in Dublin, we did the Teeling Whiskey tour. Okay, I'm gonna do a second video all about drinking in Ireland and all of those tours and all the stuff I learned, so just like, I'm just gonna go, just skip over it here, but I did it all and it was amazing, and watch for that video. Then we got outside of Dublin, which I totally recommend. We took the Dart up north to a place that looks like it's called Howth, but it's actually Hote, or Hoth, they kept yelling at me, it's Hote! It's like a little fishing town, and I met a seal, he was frizzly, and ate some like amazing seafood, and then hopped on the Dart again and went over to Malahide Castle. Yes, I got to tour an actual castle, like I'm like a princess or whatever. It's so special. And finally, we went to what is now my absolute favorite place on earth, and that is Killiney Park. And here it is, my most favorite spot in the whole world. It's like a little bit of a hike. We were walking through this residential area and we're like, okay, we're totally lost. And then we turn a corner and there's the ocean. It was the most beautiful view I've ever seen in my life. It was so peaceful. We were hiking through this park and we walked up to this big obelisk, and you just have this 360-degree view of the ocean and the coast and Dublin. Amazing. Oh, and I also saw Enya's castle. Enya owns a castle because of course she does. Who can say not to buy a castle with all my Enya money? Ireland was by far my favorite place I have ever traveled, and Irish people are so nice. Also, we got so lucky with the weather. I was actually prepared for like torrential downpour. It rained on us maybe 5 hours total. And also, yes, there are a lot of sheep in Ireland. That is true. So thank you, Ireland, for having me. Thank you, Niall, our tour guide at the Glasnevin Cemetery, and Eve, our tour guide at the Teeling Distillery, and the first person I met in Ireland who was our cab driver named Patrick O'Brien. I'm not even kidding. I hope to come back soon, and like I said, watch out for my next video. I'm gonna do like top 5 drinking tips for Ireland. Because I have to. It's me, duh. Alright, love you, bye! Bye! Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want more vids, be sure to subscribe because, you know, my channel, it's pretty awesome. You want to be part of this.